Damn. Has it been that long? Yeah, it has been, hasn't it? Okay. Oh, I don't remember how to stream, and I don't really know how that's gonna go. Okay. I'm doing great. Definitely not nervous. Cool. Um, Frick canal. Did I do it? Oh god damn it! Is it even working anymore? I can't get chat working. Damn. Okay. I really borked it. However, whatever I did. Hey F. Hey Sim. I can see. I can't. Chat is not working. I can't see anything. So, um, mm, I might have to. Do I even still have my backup chat? I don't. I have a backup chat. What's going on with my computer? Like randomly, my computer has been doing this thing where it will like alt, it like holds the tab button for me against my will. Don't know what that's about. Okay. I have like a plan, I guess, to fix chat being broken. And that's just there's a new release of my chat software that came out today. I was holding off on downloading it, but if I install it, then we can get to it. A lot's happened, by the way, as it would do when you take a month away from streaming and making content because you're an idiot. How's everyone been doing though? You know, um, I can't wait to talk about the new dashboard because I think it's shit, and I think I'm the only one who thinks it's terrible. Uh, so many other things, freaking out. There's like an adaptation of a webtoon. Webtoon after the webtoon CEO thing when I streamed where they like the CEO stream change seemed like a non-issue. I looked into as many things as I could, came up as a non-issue. I wait a couple weeks and I go back and no, it's pretty bad. Like I think it's pretty bad because people don't understand how bad it is because everything they have is so already so bad. Like you don't understand. You're doing the thing that people do when the shit they have is so shit that getting anything makes them feel grateful. This is like poor kid thinking that bologna is like premium meat type shit. No, that's what it actually is. No, I was making it saying as a joke, but no, that's really what it is. That's really what it is. This is poor kid thinking that like getting bologna is like a big jump in quality. Um, yeah. What you know about was I was gonna say syrup sandwiches, and I was like, I've never eaten that, and I'm not about to start posing as a poor person that I am not. Oh my god, what is happening? Okay, one second. Randomly, like my computer will just start pressing tab for me. No idea how it's doing that or why. I'm gonna assume that it's my camera. So after I plug that in, that it started. Oh, No, I don't update my computer. Like I'm like the last person in the world who ever updates my computer. I update my computer once every like 15 to 20 updates. I'm like the most behind. I don't have Copilot on this computer. Mm. I don't know what anything looks like. It sound- I make it sound so bad, like as if what you call it? Oh, fixed chat. Chat's fixed. I make it sound so bad, like I've become a luddite, but it just is the most convenient way to live. No, I just turned off all the AI stuff and it stopped working immediately. Um, Took me like 2 seconds. Anyway, okay. I'm so glad to be able to stream finally after. Let's see. I have to like announce stuff now. Podcast, YouTube. Um, let's go. I need to actually write down my entire topic list for once instead of. Um, is this sending the messages twice? Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. This is like an old problem. Basically, I keep saying basically. Oh, these kids have ruined me. Um, it's not opening. It's not opening the menu where I can make the change that fixes this problem. So I need to like. Is it happening to every message or just? Hold on, wait 1 second. It's just YouTube. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And I know what's wrong. Okay, I know what's wrong. It's literally the dumbest thing ever. Basically, when I connected YouTube, I connected it twice, and they treated it as two separate connections. Okay, Twitch is fine. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. New plan. New plan. Because it just the settings just aren't working, and I don't know what the fix is for when this happens again. Yeah, I mean I didn't quit, so I don't know what you mean by you're alive, but okay. I see that you were. What do you want me to say to that? Really? Like no, unironically. 1 second. What do you want me to say to that? Oh, you're alive. Did you want me to be dead? Jesus Christ, you people. And yeah, I mean you people. Like sometimes you guys are mean. Like actually mean. I was gonna be like rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated, but I just thought it would be funnier to be mean about it. Okay. All right. I have an alternative. I love how my time is spent making an ad post and also doing this. What did I miss, by the way? What do you guys think I've missed? Is that news I've missed? I saw that. Oh, actually, 1 second. Did you guys see that I said the Eisners. The no, the Eisners. Yeah, the Eisners voting has basically like gone really weird. What does it say again? Let me read the email. They basically said that all Eisner votes, if you have to apply to be considered to vote before the nominees are announced. Before you could apply after the nominees were announced. Now you have to apply before or you don't get to vote at all. Everyone gets to vote online. Um, and if you were invited to vote for the 2026 Hall of Fame last year, or you got the email telling everybody, um, If you got the email telling everybody about the deadline to register to vote, you're fine, but everyone else has to register to vote. What's it doing that? It's still doing this tab thing. What control is like something has control on my computer and I don't know what it is. Yeah, something has control of my computer. Some tool is like triggering my tab button for me against my will. Okay, I'm trying to close things so that my computer can continue to work because it stopped working for a little bit. God, why did I put in the YouTube? Why are you guys playing Tomodachi Life? Why is anybody playing Tomodachi Life? It's not like it's a real game. Are we pretending that Tomodachi Life is a real game that people play? Is that what we're doing today? Wow. How far are we fallen? I'm being such a hater, even though I actually do like the idea of Tomodachi Life because it's just Animal Crossing but better, and like we need a better Animal Crossing. Frankly, I don't have Tomodachi Life. Thank you for realizing my failure. Anyway, I figured out what's wrong and I'm fixing it now. I connected my stream as YouTube Shorts. Fixed, fixed. I'm gonna. Oh, I have a horrible situation today. Ants have raided my home. Ants have raided my village. I'm fixing it. I put the bait out. They're so dead. I could never be a Jane. Where if you want to know where that came from, legitimately, the kid I tutor today was just like, "What's Jainism?" Exams are in 2 weeks, by the way. He looks at me and he goes, "What's Jainism?" And I'm like, "This fucking kid. What you mean? What's Jainism? We don't have time for this." But I'm also curious as to what Jainism is because I'm easy. I'm so easy. When someone asks me any question, I'm like, I need to know. Tyler, wait, you're talking about Tyler as in like the fucking weird guy who made the Super Smash, the Mario girl comic that we were talking about? That Tyler, or are we talking about a different Tyler? There's so many Tylers that I'm aware of. Against again my will, as always. Really, it's always against my will. I don't think I've been aware of any Tyler. Let me see. Actually, let me just look this up. Tyler Catastrophe. Oh wait, this is the guy. This is the. Is there a guy or there they them? I don't remember. This is the person who got really obsessed with Wilbur's suit. I remember this. No, I did see this. This was so weird. It's making a video where you're like, I'm in love with Wilbur's suit and there's nothing I can do about it. It sounds like a threat. It sounds like a threat. And you know what? I think Wilbur's the one who sucks, right? Like he's the one who did weird stuff to his girlfriend or whatever. I think he bit her non-consensually. Whatever. This video is fucked as it is. And 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 that's who you're falling in love with. You could do so much better. The Brighton Biter. Oh, don't say that. Don't make it sound like a cool name. Do you know how cool the name Brighton Biter is? And you just gave that to him. You gave that to him for free. Yo, how did we give that to the Brighton Biter? You can't control. No, no. Hyperfixation is one thing. If this person just was like, I'm obsessed with Wilbur Suit. I don't think I would care, but they were very specific about how like how specific and deep their love is, and how they're like a one love person and they only love one person for like a really long period of time. And then they were like, and I'm in love with Wilbur Suit. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Um. But we're being told I'm in love with Wilbur Suit so much that I can't control it. It's against nothing I could do. I I don't know. I don't know. Something about that bugged me, and maybe I'm just a prude. Maybe I'm a prude. You know what? I'm a prude. Fine. I'm gonna accept that in my life. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe the streets would will. I'm finally. You know, I'm trying, guys. I'm gonna just tell you the big drama that happened in my life is there was an accident. There was an accident, and I had to be available because that's what being a good member of a relationship is. Um, Jesus Christ. I have like I messed up the formatting on a line and it just says Indian. Why did I do this? It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's solved. No one's dead. Um, no one's dead or anything. It just was like it just needed time. Anyway, you do your thing. You can catch up with the video. Love that you came though, Konichi. I appreciate you so much. I wish Twitch chat was as cool as you. Oh, it's Java's there. I just saw Java. Hey Java, what's up? Uh, I just there's so much to get to. I too am in this. Thanks, Faisal. Let's cover some new topics. Link in. I'm just going to stick to using YouTube, man. I cleared out my downloads folder. Also, I'm being like the new dashboard is ass. I'm being a little bit of a hater. I will admit this now, because that's just who I am. Yeah, I've been busy, man. I've been busy. They say love makes absence makes the heart grow bonder. None of those words were in the Bible. Don't know why I said them. Um, no idea why I said them, but I did say them. Sorry, if it sounds like I'm stalling, I am. By the way, I'm stalling. The whole point right now is for me to finish making this post for the stream, so that I can go on with my life. So I can actually do the thing I wanted to do today, which is the show. Abscess makes the heart go ow. Owie. I know. I take a whole fucking thing. I'm gone. I come back. Webtoon upheaval happens. There's so much to talk about. Oh, I need to talk about all the translation stuff with the AI. I need to get to that. Okay, whatever. I've made 3 posts. I've made 3 relevant posts on all the social medias that I use, except Instagram, because I actually just don't like Instagram. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Also, I'm going to Comic Con again this month. I need to respond to the person who's giving me a free ticket because I can't be an ungrateful son of a bitch. It's called being a good person. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? All right, cool. But no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah. Uh, do you know why I hate Instagram? Do you know what it is? There's no desktop version. I know how stupid that sounds, but just having no desktop version basically makes Instagram unusable for me. And I don't know if that's just a me thing. Everyone's made me feel like it's a me thing and that I'm kind of crazy for it. So I've just kind of accepted that maybe I am crazy for even thinking that. But I'm 100% like the web experience is awful. You can't fully use Instagram on the web. Like that bothers me. No. Not web uploads. I mean like being able to write, like upload stories, being able to do search and message and it still look pretty good. Everything being like super easy just isn't doable on web. And also I can't stream on Instagram mobile. You can. There's like a tool you have to use. I just all these things to stream. That's why I don't do vertical streams. You know, I wanted to do vertical streams for a long time. I thought it would be a really interesting addition. I made a whole vertical like UI for the stream chat and everything and all the visuals. I made like a whole vertical set of visuals, like 100 of them. I did it once. I don't even know if anyone noticed. By the way, I had like 100 viewers on vertical stream, which is because vertical stream just gets viewers based on nothing. Um, but I was gonna do it on Instagram too. I got to work it on TikTok. But yeah, the ghosts chasing those nosy kids and their dog around the Global Comic offices. Global Comics doesn't have offices. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit. It's a lack of loyalty. And I think that's a relevant conversation. But we need to do our usual thing. I'm also gonna talk about a new comic platform, which you know what? I'm gonna show you this in a minute. I think it'll really help. I think it'll really help. Cool. That is cool. Cool. That is cool. All right, cool. How do I do this again? I always do an intro, don't I? Okay. Okay. Ooh. I need to update the Patreon. By the way, support me on Patreon. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Webcomics Hubcast. It's your boy, Nan, also known as, no, I'm not going to do that. And welcome to episode 5 of Webcomics Hubcast. We're going to be talking today about a couple things. Our topic list is long. Guys, this is very important for me to say, because you guys let me get away with this too often. I cannot leave this area until I go through every single topic that I have mentioned today. You guys need to hold me to account. I'm serious. This is important. Webtoon Piracy. The crackdown of Webtoon Piracy is like in 2 languages. I'll talk about that probably later. There's an Indian Webtoon adaptation. I'll talk about that later. Webtoon leadership and priority reshuffle. I think that's important to discuss just to understand like what the platform is doing. I also want to understand like what the wider Webtoon industry is doing. When I say Webtoon industry, by the way, I always mean like any company that calls itself a Webtoon platform. When you call yourself a webcomic platform, it's a much smaller group of people who do that. Lack of loyalty with the GlobalComix partners. That's probably going to be the first topic. Manga going more global. That's just because Manta's doing manga. That's the whole story. There's no big thing there. In fact, Manta's doing manga. Manta Comics, the app is putting manga on. They not too long ago started allowing people to upload there, even if they didn't have a contract with Manta. Now they're doing manga. That's the whole story. Whatever. Such a fucking hater. I might come back to that. There's a new Webtoon platform I want to show you, and I want to talk about the new creator dashboard, and just other small things that come up. But I think we'll start with the first one. I really want to talk about this. The reason this came up to me is because I was looking through the news to catch up to stuff to talk to you guys about today. And I found a video, I said video, sorry, a post on Bleeding Cool. I just closed it because I'm a genius. But Bleeding Cool basically posted a story about a comic called Something is Killing the Children, right? And I think it's important to discuss. Something is Killing the Children is a comic from Boom Studios, I think. It's like one of their huge stories. I think it has a Netflix show as well. It's like one of Boom's like big comics. Is it Boom? Am I tripping? Is it Boom? It's Boom, right? Am I just stupid and I've completely forgotten who the publisher of this book is? No, it is Boom. Awesome. It's Boom Studios, right? So Boom is publishing this comic. And the reason why that matters is Boom is publishing this comic, and it's one of their biggest IPs. This is like Boom's flagship thing. This is the thing that attracts people, right? Boom makes a lot of stuff, but they don't have a lot of attractive things. When I worked at GlobalComix, and when back in like a few years ago, now 2 years ago, Something is Killing Children was one of the big uploads they put on the platform right around when I started working there in 2023 ending. Um, and so it's been 3 years actually. And other than the fact that there's obviously other things going on Boom on sorry on Global Comics, working with Boom Studios was one of their big like gets. If you don't understand, they've wasted a lot of money on announcing gets that doesn't matter. But Boom was huge because Boom is pretty big. Boom is very flexible. Boom is very new age for a comic publisher. If you don't know Boom Studios, again, very big, very new age comic publisher. You can look them up. Boom with an exclamation mark. Studios. You need the exclamation mark. Anyway, so they're a very like forward thinking platform. They were on Comixology. They came straight to GlobalComix as soon as they could. They're very big on the idea of what digital can bring. GlobalComix had to schmooze them to get them to join. I don't know how much schmoozing. I don't know how much money the schmoozing cost. None of my business. My point is schmoozing was done. As everyone does in this industry, they schmooze to get people to work with them. Nothing unusual with that. What it is that Boom was an early joiner. Boom was on the platform, one of the earliest on the GlobalComix platform. And if you were to say people who you could rely on to always upload content, Boom was always uploading content. I'm going to talk about something that is not really discussed often, but it's relevant. It's important to talk about because this is the way content. Boom probably does get accused of not paying creators all the time, but on time. But like that's not what we're going to talk about today. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying that I'm skipping that conversation to get to a different point. Um, so one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is if you don't know how platforms like Comixology and also right now GlobalComix work, it's very simple, right? Um, Basically, when you are working with creators, as you guys work with Webtoon and stuff, creators are very very good at handling all the work for you. They they do all the work. You guys like think about it as a from a function of as a comic creator right now. You guys basically draw everything, organize everything to fit the format of the platform, upload everything, organized, properly cleaned up, and lettered and everything, and the platform just shows it, right? That's all Webtoon really does. It's a lot of technology to do it, but all it does is show the thing when it's done, right? Global Comics does that too. You can just upload shit and move on with your life. And Boom was actually one of the only publishers at the beginning who was willingly uploading their stuff until later when the thing I'm going to talk about comes up. So when it comes to the way that these platforms were working, right? When you work with Comixology or any of the bigger people, you don't just upload your stuff yourself because that is a lot of man hours. Like think about it. For some of these people, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of series, right? Um, Going on at any given time, and so it's very important for them to have some way of basically simplifying their work, right? So at some point in global when we're working on global comics, and this is just why I was at Comixology and other places, you have to have an internal team whose job it is essentially to do all the work that publishers won't do, and organizing their stuff to make sure it gets uploaded appropriately, right? This was back when Boom, and also to point out something, Boom isn't on Global Comics anymore. I keep forgetting that. I think they're not. Let me check. Let me check. I could swear they're not. Yeah, I'm right. They're not. Boom isn't on Global Comics anymore. But back when they were on Global Comics, a big part of their relationship was that they were uploading their own stuff and handling it. When Global Comics started handling the uploads internally, as all platforms like that will do, because you're trying to make your partners that are publishers feel reduce their friction to working with you, right? When that started happening, we were working really hard on uploading Boom content, and it was great. I don't know what's happened since then because Boom Content was also getting some of the most reads on Global Comics as a whole, as a platform. I don't know what's happened since then, but at some point in the process, I couldn't tell you when. Like at some point in the process, Boom. Am I crazy or are they still here? No, no, they're not here. Sorry, I found their creator page, and so I started thinking, oh, I'm probably wrong. They've up all their shit is still uploaded. No, no, no. All their shit's gone. They taken it off of Webtoon, off of Global Comics. Anyway, at some point between then and now, the relationship between Boom and Global Comics is over, and Boom has gone to work with Webtoon. Boom is actually now uploading on Webtoon. Something is killing the children. Their flagship IP right now is on Webtoon, uploading on Webtoon very recently. That's why I'm bringing it to you. And the reason I'm talking to you about this is very simple. You can be a comicsology all you want. You can be a platform all you want, right? But the most important thing to remember about being a platform is the fact that if you don't have loyalty from your audience, from your partners, your creator partners, then you have nothing, right? And that's something that I think Webtoon learned a long time ago, which is why they worked really hard to have a lot of control over the creators. It's also why they didn't focus on publishers and have always focused on creators, right? But also, it's why people like it's why people like Comixology had to use people like Comixology, Amazon backed Comixology use a lot of force to keep the publishers on there. Essentially, if you can't get these people to be loyal to you, they will just go to your adjacent partners, offer them the same shit that you had, and you would just siphon off readers. You would just like slowly siphon off your readers to them, right? That bothers me because it mean if GlobalComix isn't able to hold on to their current crop of publishers as tightly as they can, as Boom has already gone somewhere else, and DC already worked with Webtoon before, they might want to rekindle that relationship, even though they have a big relationship with GlobalComix, you know, and Webtoon is spending a lot more money now trying to work with American publishers. There's a real world where like the niche that GlobalComix has, a very small niche, which is all about what you call it, which is all about American comics, gets completely taken over by people like Webtoon, just like being in the corner and saying, "Hey, we'll give you some extra money. Hey, we'll help you redo this, reformat this. We're the biggest game in town, so why not just work with us?" Um, I hope I'm making a point here. I think I still am. I think my main point in the end, because I'm sorry, I'm so out of practice with this whole streaming thing again. But my main point here, and the main thing I'm trying to get at, is just like so far, this isn't the first publisher to leave GlobalComix. This isn't the second, and this won't be the last. Not to mention all the creators that they alienated. GlobalComix is slowly siphoning even their top people to their main competitor, which is Webtoon, right? A competitor that like has always been on the cusp of taking the people that they have, who has more readers than they've ever had, and it continues to baffle me that this is the strategy that they've chosen. Because as I said, they showed up offering a platform. As I've said in previous streams, they showed up offering a platform where creators can have a little bit less censorship over their content, and they could have built a crop of creators around their community. But they haven't. So they could have built a creator community that like really worked for them and was very loyal to them. And they had that for a little while. They had a lot of creators who, whether I liked them or not, were super super loyal to them as a platform. But something happened in the last like year where all those people who were super super loyal to them basically fucking like bailed. They're going to Webtoon, they're making their own platforms, or they just don't like give the company the amount of attention that it deserves. And the thing is, the company spends, and GlobalComix has a lot of man hours managing this content. Like, if you guys don't understand how much time it is, I want creators just tell me quickly how much of your time is spent managing like your uploads and content on Webtoon. Like, I'm asking the genuine question. Like, just be honest with me. Let's say every like 2 uploads. How much of your time is spent managing like your uploads, like your community aspect of your thing? How's it different from being an individual series being on multiple platforms? Isn't the pitch usually to try to make your platform the best one-stop shopping place? So the reason why it's different, and this is a good question, that Doc, by the way. The reason why I think this is different from an individual series being on multiple platforms is that when an individual series like goes to a different platform, you and that creator didn't have a conversation. Like, I want you to understand, you uploading on Webtoon, then you uploading on GlobalComix, and you uploading on Tapas, you and the CEO of Tapas did not have a chat. Do you know what I mean? They didn't spend money to find you, get in contact with you, and then form a relationship with you to get your stuff on their platform. They didn't do that. And like, frankly, and I'm not trying to say this to be rude. Frankly, you probably cost Webtoon like $4. As a creator, you probably cost Webtoon like $4 to $5 per, right? Tops to acquire. That's your cost to the platform. If they spend more than $4 to $5 on you, then you're expensive. And like, that's just the cost of acquiring people. But it's even more expensive if they spent $1,000 to acquire you. If they spend $10,000 to acquire you. If they've given you like 50 to 100K, right? I'm not saying these are not hard numbers that they've done by them. I'm just giving numbers as like an example. My point I'm getting at is like, getting a relationship with Boom costs money. It either costs the man hours to find a contact, get in there, speak to people, do meetings, organize the uploads, get the uploads in, organize the uploads on your platform, ensure they're visible, ensure the pages work, get the right files, all that stuff, easily costing you tens of thousands of dollars in just man hours to solve. You as a creator on any platform don't cost even a hundredth of that to acquire, right? And so if the cost of you is that high, and then you just bail for any reason, doesn't matter what the reason is, whether it's good or bad, and you just bail, then like the loss is high. The loss is extremely high. Like, look, what you call again, you are a round like, and I'm saying this to you with love in my heart because I want you to understand the way the people who run platforms look at you and look at the industry as a whole. When we're talking broad strokes, you are a rounding error on a decimal point of a company's balance sheet. That is how much you cost to acquire. If you cost over like $1,000, no, really, that's even still low. But if you cost anything more than that, the company starts to notice that if you cost a significant amount of money, the company starts taking losses the moment you stop working with them. It doesn't matter whether you generate profit or not, right? If you cost a significant amount of money, the company starts taking L's the moment you stop working with them. That's just that way that works. And so when it comes to the individual creator uploading on multiple platforms, that's like whatever, right? That's whatever. But when you spend money on acquiring that person, then it's not as simple. Do I have inside information on why it's happening on GlobalComix? Well, I don't need inside information to talk about it, man. Like, this isn't an inside information problem. It's not, they don't have the reader numbers to justify, and they don't have the spending power to justify risking your company. Like, or even having them represent your company. This is not a personal opinion thing, right? Like, look, let's do some numbers. Let's do a numbers game. I'm gonna open Paint again. Sorry. Do I have Paint on my computer? I don't, do I? Okay, cool. Do um I'm just gonna do a bit of a Paint thing today for a second. Sorry. What the fuck is happening? I just wanted to open whiteboard. I wanted to open my whiteboard, and Microsoft is being really difficult. Okay. Uh, I don't need a notepad. I just want to draw. Thank you. Uh, Jesus. Whatever. I'm going to Miro. I'm tired. I wanted to just open a whiteboard. Why does it have to be so fucking hard? Why does it have to be so hard? Damn, can a white boy speak some Japanese? Hey, Crumbs. Uh, can I, where did that come from? I just realized what I said. Sorry. Just went, can a white boy speak some Japanese? Okay. Whatever. Here we are. Look, let's just talk about this on a numbers game. If you've been on Webtoon, you've seen that. That's okay. You might not like what I'm talking about, so it's good that you're only stopping by. If you've been on Webtoon, you've seen that like there were some DC comics on there. They had like Zatanna and other things, right? Zatanna and all those other comics were released in tandem with Webtoon. And I can say with certainty that at least one person on one of those projects, I think they were on the Vixen one, Vixen NYC, right? They were getting paid $4,000 to just line art. To sketch and line art. Okay? This person was getting paid $4,000 to sketch and line art fuck me, dude. 5 chapters, okay? I'm not over this because it wasn't $4,000 in 2026 money. This was $4,000 in primo 2020 money. For context, by the way, the economy, the value of that money has doubled. The value of that money in the last 6 years has unironically doubled. I am not joking, okay? Just on an inflationary basis. It's like almost doubled, okay? Anyway, They were getting paid $4,000 for sketch and line art for 5 chapters. They were still paying a colorist. They were still paying a letterer. They were paying other people. Other people were paid on this project. And you might be like, okay, that's a lot of fucking money, right? But who the fuck is paying this money? Well, easy. This was tandem money. So Webtoon doesn't pay that much, by the way. This Vixen NYC person and this ton of people likely earning similar money were being paid because of the combination DC x Webtoon, right? And DC is willing to drop $4,000 on a person, even if they're only paying half. Let's even say they were paying 3/4. Let's even say they were paying only a quarter. Sorry, to be very generous, because they know that it generates return and audience. Thank you. And they know that it generates return and audience. And like the reason why this matters in this context is that while doing all of this to pay all this money, right? They're being like, well, we're gonna get for that $4,000 line artist, we're gonna get $4,000 worth of audience. And it worked out for them. They had the Bat Family comic come out, one of the best things that happened to DC. And it really reinvigorated Batman love in the community. And it brought in a bunch of new Batman fans. Like, say what you want to say about whether Batman's oversaturated. It worked. This whole DC Webtoon thing worked. It almost led to a live action show. Like, it was a whole thing, man. It was a whole thing. Right? And maybe you don't remember how big that was for a while, but that was huge. I think it's still ongoing. I haven't checked. But my point is that was big. That was doing very well. Right? And DC's willing to spend that money because it's doing very well. But the only way it can generate audience, even if you want to say the goal isn't to make money, by the way. This is assuming the goal isn't to make money. This is assuming the goal isn't to make money, by the way. I would even talked about the money aspect. And so if the goal is to build audience so that you can sell future books, this worked. This DC Webtoon relationship worked. And that's because Webtoon has, at the time, 70 million monthly active readers, right? So this is a reasonable cost. They could spend that money because they knew they had access to 70 million people. And they knew that these comics were getting a lot of reads. And even back then, they were getting a lot of reads, right? And even now, they still get a decent amount of reads. When you work with GC, whether you like them or not, and I still like them, actually. I'm being mean, but like, I still like GlobalComix. When you work with GC, you're not getting anywhere near that number of readers, right? And okay, fine, you don't have to like do the level of work required that something like what'd you call it? That something like the Bat Family would need, right? In fact, the most you ever have to do is what GC calls their verticals, which is where they take your comic and they do the work and they pay the money to convert your stuff into a vertical reading format. That's like just a thing. So like this is the relationship GC is having with their creators. They probably have other relationships now, but these are the two main ones, right? This is still very low lift. If you're a company, if you're DC, if you're Boom, right? This is a low lift for you, but it's still a lift. Like it's still a lift. Someone needs to pay attention to it and ask questions and check numbers and collate data and then present it to you. And even though it's not going to cost you that much money, it still has like a cost eventually for your company, right? And so you still expect to see a return on that cost. The cost is very low, but you still expect to see a return on that cost somewhere, somehow. And that means that somewhere in that process, Boom decided that it was more profitable, either audience-wise or monetarily, to instead of just letting GlobalComix pay for everything, do everything, and they just kind of hang out there, right? To go to Webtoon, who has the number of readers that they have, likely, because Webtoon isn't going to just take an L and pay for everything. From what I understand from even the vertical stuff that they've published, they don't pay for everything. They like pay half. They probably spoke to one person who worked on it. And from what I understand, they pay like half. But even if they paid everything, doesn't matter because it costs $70 a chapter. So it's not like it's serious money. I'm not kidding, by the way. That's how much the average reformat costs, about like $60 to $70 a chapter. Anyway, so they decided that instead of having GlobalComix pay for everything, do everything for them and leave it on there, that it was better and more profitable for them to take everything away, have someone else redo everything and re-upload it on a Webtoon. That's bad for you as a company. I said that this is all assuming DC's only goal is audience. DC also will have like a monetary value to it, likely. But even if their goal is to get readers. Also, here's another thing, Dead Duck. The goal isn't to get readers to buy your books all the time. Sometimes the goal is to just get readers. Companies like DC and Boom have multiple layers of IP development in process. If you get a reader to read, for example, Something is Killing the Children, they will likely go, even if it's free for them, they will likely go and watch the TV show. If they watch the TV show and you bring out a new episode, you now have an additional rating point to collect on Netflix, which then leads to additional revenue. When you release the merchandise, then they will buy the merchandise. Like, there is a process to this, right? The reader, like, the book is almost always the lowest, like, it shouldn't be. But when we're talking about a very well-developed IP, the book is like sometimes the lowest point of like monetary power here. This doesn't make much money, right? In fact, so giving it away is almost better because again, you're gonna get readers. I'm just gonna take everything out of the screen for a second. You're gonna get readers, and those readers, people who, for example, read Zatanna, right? Read Zatanna on Webtoon, will then go and watch Batman Beyond because Zatanna is in that because they see a clip on what you call it? They see a clip. They look up Zatanna on YouTube. They see a YouTube short of her in Batman Beyond. So they go watch Batman Beyond. That leads them to finding out about Batman Beyond, and they go binge the entire series. That leads them to finding out about the game or the TV show or the JLA TV show, and then they go watch all of JLA, and then they buy JLA merch. Then they watch the Superman movie. They buy a ticket to watch Superman movie. Then they buy merch. Then they blah, blah, blah. And then you just keep going in this fucking circle for the rest of your life, right? They've trapped you. You're done. You're never going to stop reading Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, whatever the fuck, for the rest of your life. You're cooked. That's the benefit. That's the like long-term value, right? That's the whole value. And so they're very aware they're not going to make much money at the book point. But if a company has decided that like even in the place where they don't make much money, you're not valuable enough for them, and they decide to redo a bunch of work that you may have already done for them, right? And go to your competitor, that's not a good look. Because they're saying like you cannot even fulfill those tertiary, quaternary, quintenary needs that they have. You can't push enough people to eventually watch the show. And this is assuming best case conversion, which I think the best case conversion percentages are like 10%. Like it's not a good look. And I'm talking about it because like we're seeing this happen now with a platform that doesn't have the power Amazon has. Amazon has like crazy power over everything, right? Clearly without that power, you can't run, or it doesn't seem like you can run consistently in a way that is very convenient for the end reader, a platform that holds American comics. And I think that's an American comic problem. I think something in the American comic market makes them so resistant to giving away shit for free with a long-term understanding of the goals of the content. In a market where we know, the English-speaking market, where we know that readers don't spend any fucking money. Like, I'm sorry for swearing, but we know that readers in the English-speaking market don't spend money. We are for context, Japanese people are spending like $200 a year on just Webtoons. Freaking Korea is spending like $80 a year on just Webtoons. We spend 10. We spend 10 on average. We have more readers than them, by the way. The rest of the world has more readers than those two countries combined. But we spent $10. $10. Wohanshu. Be humble. What happened to me? Why did I just say that? I'm so angry. I'm quoting the fucking Tip to Tip video. I'm losing it. Why wouldn't Boom negotiate so they can be on both platforms? The goal is exposure, not immediate profit. Well, probably because like there's a there is a low level where exposure is so valueless that like maintaining, how do I put it? I'm never going to make that argument. I'm going to make a different argument. They probably just are, even though they're kind of new age, they're probably just a little old school. So like they only want a relationship with one person. Remember, like just checking the numbers costs money. Like just going on the platform itself, looking at the numbers costs money. If you're not getting enough numerical change to justify putting it there and then looking at the numbers and spending the money it costs to look at the numbers, then you won't do that. This isn't a bit, by the way. I'm not trying to be like funny. Looking at the numbers and tracking data costs money. Even if all the data tracking you're doing is going on the website, highlighting, and then pasting, costs money. And if that data is difficult to read and understand, costs even more money. I'm not saying Webtoon GlobalComix was difficult to read and understand. I actually quite like GlobalComix' dashboard. My point I'm just getting at is that shit costs money all the way down, right? It costs money from the top to the bottom, from tip to tip. You know? Yo, Yaoyami, we're talking about GlobalComix again. Because I have problems. Anyway, no, but I'm just talking about, and actually, Yaoyami, you can talk about this because you run a platform for gay porn. Everybody, round of applause for the gay porn owner, by the way. This is a serious thing I'm saying. Anyway, but like, seriously, Yaoi Army, if a person is publishing content on your platform, right? This is important to make a point of. And I'm talking from a pure business perspective. It costs money for somebody to even be aware of whether or not they're doing well on your platform. Am I wrong? Like, just do the work of going on to Yaoi or going on to Boys Love, your app, going on there and like checking like their reader numbers. That takes time, and because it takes time, if the person is like a company, that's costing them time and money. Am I tripping when I say that? Do I sound like an idiot? Because I think that I'm right, but like maybe you're gonna tell me off. Thank you, chat, for applauding the Yaoi army. I wish I could introduce people. Yeah, I know you're the one checking. So I'm not crazy. It costs money. The thing is that when it comes to corporate management, I try to avoid presuming they have problems with corporate management. Not because it's not possible, but because have you met people in corporate? Like, do you know people in corporate? The average corporate person works with people who are deeply insufferable. Deeply insufferable. So, like, it almost doesn't matter how bad you are. as long as you don't like try to take my money, it almost doesn't fucking matter how bad you are. When I get into the corporate part of education as a teacher, trust me, I've met some ghouls. I met a guy who walked up to me and went like, you know, literally tried to use like racist dog whistles on the children we teach because we teach poor brown kids, right? That's the truth of what happened. And so he started using the dog whistles, calling them urban. This is 2026, by the way. And like whatever, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. But they're using like such old style like language, right, to do that. Like a guy who could spam a Discord from an airport with his kid but can't write a press release. Listen, that duck. Children are the future. And also, I actually quite like his kid, so I'm not gonna say a single bad thing about him. Kid's cool. Kid's cool as hell. But office politics is insane. That's what I'm saying. But I said I met this person doing racist dog whistles, but this person is someone I have to work with, and fundamentally they believe the same things I do on a base level. So I just like get really good at talking around them because they're functionally helping me, right? As long as they don't stop me from doing my job right, I don't give a shit. That's my job. That's what corporate is. Corporate is meeting the most insane people, brown nosers, idiots, and just forming alliances with people you don't fucking like. You just kind of have to be like that. Kind of have to be like that. There's a guy at my job who I'm like 45% sure is a Nazi because he has like some crazy tattoos, but the tattoos aren't even the main thing. He just says things to me that make me think he's a Nazi. He doesn't teach, by the way. He works as a copier. Like he runs the like copy printing office we have. So he doesn't talk to the kids really. But that guy just works there. But he's not gonna bother me. He does his job. He helps me a lot, actually. And so this is office politics. You just have to be like, whatever. Because otherwise you can't get through it. And so if that's the average state of office politics, I don't think like you would need to be doing something insane publicly for them to like decide that you're not worth working with in a like person way. You know, I just have to admit that. I have to admit that directly to you. Um, it's yeah, it's just the way it is. Anyway, that's all I want to say about GlobalComix. I'm gonna move on, but I'm just gonna quick summary. Boom left GlobalComix. I don't remember how long ago. I think it's been like a year, maybe more. It might be recent. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What matters is they're not working with Webtoon, and that to me signals like a relationship change. And Boom is one of the first publishers on GlobalComix. Really fucked up that they've left, and they've left probably because they don't think the platform is viable in some way. What can you do? And it's I think and it's quite a low bar to pass to decide they're not viable, but they did. What can you say? Anyway, I went over that. That was long. That was long. I'm gonna get a DM probably in like 20 minutes from someone being like, "Wohan, be humble." I need to stop doing this. I need to stop doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even think I'm saying it right, but I keep saying my name is Beef Burger. I have no. It's true. Every vocal stem, I have a new. Every stream, I have a new vocal stem. You know, I've been singing like I've been singing "Make a Man Out of You" like constantly. I was walking home. I walked 4 kilometers, and the whole time, for Americans, that's like 2.5 miles almost. And I walked like 2.5 miles, and I just kept singing you must, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Like the whole damn road. That's all I did. I'm cooked. I'm actually cooked. It's over for me. I need to stop getting vocal stems. Maybe my life will be better. Maybe my life will be normal. If I can stop having weird vocal stems. Um, God. Anyway, let's switch topics for the sake of my sanity. Okay. Um, Webtoons changed their focus. So this happened right around the time that Webtoon switched CEOs. It's actually kind of an old piece of news, but I think it's important to discuss because it's going to lead into my next piece of news. Webtoon switched CEOs sometime in, I think it was like mid-March, mid to late March. Um, Around the same time, they actually switched their focus internally as a company. This stuff sounds really dumb, but when a company switches internal focus, it actually tells you probably why they've changed their CEOs. I didn't see this news article for some reason because I'm an idiot, but it now makes sense why they switched their CEO to the venture capital guy, right? And they've also done a lot of other changes we'll talk about, right? They've switched their focus to gaming, video, and animation. So they want to focus on short form video, getting animations and adaptations of their content made, and getting games made or getting games out in the market with their IP. Again, Amazon has its own, for context, everyone is trying to get into the webcomic market because of what Webtoon is doing. In fact, Amazon just made a new one called Fliptoon. It's in Japan. And it's actually coming to the US soonish, maybe, which means coming to everywhere soonish. And Apple is adding vertical comics to Apple Books. You know, the age of the webtoon is still here, even though people keep telling you that there's fewer readers. It just clearly isn't true. Those readers are just getting split among so many more platforms. There's so many more fish in the sea coming up that are bigger, and that's telling me that the competition is intensifying, right? Everything's getting bigger, and so and the thing is, everyone's getting into these environments, these vertical scroll environments, these comic environments, for very very simple reason, I think, right? Tell me if you think I'm crazy, but here's my theory. Here's my theory. That's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here's my theory. Yeah. No, no, it went up to $20, by the way, like a few months ago. I just forgot to mention it, but it crashed back to 8, and then it went up to 13. Anyway, here's my logical theory. Everyone is getting into the webcomic space now because the webcomic space is unparalleled, and also web novel, because of this. I want you to guys to see. I'm gonna do a journey of $1. I'm gonna show you a journey of $1. I think it's gonna make sense. So I pay the creator $1 here, right? For every like, let's say for every like $4 I make here. No, let's even be more reasonable. Let's pretend they're fairer. For every $2 I make at this stage, I pay the creator $1 because the creator this is what the creator made. They made this bit. Okay, they made it themselves. I can't usurp it. They made that, right? I need to get the eraser. Where's the eraser? Eraser tool, go. Okay, so I pay the creator $2 for every dollar, or $1 for every $2 they make, right? When I take this to, for example, the fan, the light animation, it's called the OVA, right? That's the OVA. I'm gonna pay the creator that same for every like $2 I make. I pay the creator 50 cents, really more like 40 cents, but let's say like 50. Let's again still be reasonable, right? And then from the OVA, I go and also at the same time I'm doing this, I'm also doing merch, right? And in the merch space, for every like $2 I make, I pay the creator. Um, Depends on your agreements, but it can be as low as. And I'm saying that to be very clear, that I'm saying it can be as low as. It can be as low as like about 40 cents. It depends. Merch is kind of complicated, especially because you're going to be involved in a lot of things. Anyway, so the OVA comes out, then the anime comes out, or the live action. Right, we're still on the $2. For every $2 I spend, I'm now paying the creator like maybe 10 cents. Or $2 I make, sorry, I'm paying the creator like maybe 10 cents. Right, you take that, you make a game. Because this is where you're going to get most of your audience. Right here is the big audience moment. Right, you make a game. Every $2 I make, I pay the creator 0.05 cents. Okay, right? I make the character from the game goes into a spin-off game. Cool, that's really awesome. Every $2 I make, I'm now paying the creator 0.005 cents. You can't even see that part because that's how fucked up the number is, right? But this is more or less. I'm being a little bit. I don't need templates. I need to be able to scroll across your stupid board. This is a bit of an oversimplification. The numbers aren't always this exact. And this translates. But the point I'm getting at is like, as you go through the process of what we call IP development, right? This is one of the reasons why I need to just get to work on that. Guys, stuff has been going on while I've been trying to do the goddamn collective work. It's like fucking ants in my house, man. Like, I don't know what to do. Anyway. No, don't never. It's not never agree to do an anime. I always agree to do an anime. Look, as much as you're only making 10 cents here, this will gross so much more money than this ever will. That even though you're getting 10 cents per $2, you're gonna make more money than the OVA, the merch, and the comic combined, depending on how it's done. Like this generates that much money. Okay, just to be clear, and it generates that much money in multiple different ways, but it generates that much money. Okay, I'm talking like direct consequence money. This is not like tangential consequence money. So I'm being like, anime leads to you buying merch, but the merch wasn't just going to sell itself. So that's not the merch's goal. That's the anime's growth. Anime turns out ass. Still, even an ass anime sells stuff. Ass anime sells stuff because someone's going to watch it, even if it's bad. God of High School, someone watched it. It looked like shit. People watched it. You know, what's that one? Record of Ragnarok looks like absolute doo-doo. People are watching it. You know, like that's just what it is. This is just the cost that come down, right? I haven't watched T-Bait yet. I need to get to doing those anime reviews I wanted to do a while ago. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. So, this is like the IP development track that you're going to end up on, right? This is just how that's going to go. If that's how it goes for the average person, which is roughly what will happen, when a platform's goals have now aligned with focusing on that kind of content development, you understand now that like they have completely shifted the way they operate. Their goal is to understand that like we need to get in the Webtoon space because that's how we can pay people $2 and over the course of their entire life pay them pretty much a buck 50. We can make $2 and so over the course you can make $2 and over the course of the entire thing as you develop everything, we'll pay them like a buck and 10, a buck and 15. There's nothing they can do about it, right? Because we'll make the lion's share of the money. And that's how they'll view it, right? And so they're all trying to get in on that environment. And so again, as Web2 is making a shift in their focus to also now focus deeply more on this aspect of their company, it even reflects in their new leadership changes. So this is the new leadership changes at Webtoon. Young Tsu Kim, YK, is like now in charge of everything. This is the guy who is the venture capital guy. The COO role is done. They no longer have a COO. Young Soo was a CEO, by the way. There's no more COO. Now, David Lee, the Impossible Meat guy, who was the CFO who got them to go public, he's now become the president of Wattpad and is still the CFO. So he's now in charge of Wattpad Global. Done, right? They took COO route. They made CBO. CBO, why CBO? Because they're focusing on IP development. They have now made 4 new roles of the company: Chief Product Officer, Head of AI, Head of IP Business. And they also got rid of the CTO job. Everything is now in purpose to developing IP. Developing. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, that's such a niche reference that is only for me. And I think Dead Duck, who's old as hell like me. That's it. But essentially, that's their new focus, right? That's their new focus. They've completely restructured the way they're operating. They made the chief product officer's entire goal is making sure that the Webtoon app facilitates IP development, right? Their chief business officer, the whole job is marketing. That's it. One of their biggest weaknesses. They do marketing everywhere but Japan. They do all the marketing and content and creative management, and they deal with everything but Japan. They don't deal with Japan. That's someone else. And in fact, this person used to work at a food delivery app in Korea. She grew a food delivery app. She also worked at McKinsey, which is a bad thing, by the way, and Samsung, right? And then the AI leader, the new AI and tech leader, is a guy called Taeyoung Jang, TTJ, right? Teej. Let's call him Teej, okay? Anyway, Teej was a software engineer at Samsung. He's not working here. He basically moves all the money. He's the one who's spearheading the new translation program at Webtoon. He's also the one who moves all the money to invest into AI for Webtoon's benefit. As you guys seeing what I'm getting here, their whole purpose as a company has shifted. They have completely shifted, right? Even their new head of IP business, what they call IP business leadership, right? Their new IP business leader. That person's whole job is essentially strengthening their IP ecosystem. That is acquiring more IP, acquiring better IP, and making sure that IP gets developed. I'm not going to do that again. Into TV, film, gaming, merch, and more. And really what that means is TV, film, gaming. Why do they pee in business? I don't know. But people just happen to do that in business. They go out into the business office and they pee on the carpet. And what can I say to them? Huh? It's not my fucking carpet. Why did I even take that joke? So, am I making, hey, chat, quick check, quick show of hands. Am I making sense? Genuine quick show of hands. I know you're drawing. I know you're eating. I know you're doing that other third thing you do, right? Or maybe you're like doing something unspeakable to me speaking. But am I making sense? Because I feel nuts. Because what I'm saying to you is that the biggest company in the space that spend most of its time not really being good to creators is going to be even worse to creators because their only goal now, not their only, but their prime directive now is essentially taking your content and using it to turn it into something else. Whether or not you want that, their prime directive is finding a way to convince you to do that. To that end, Suspu's shoot around just got licensed for an adaptation to, I think, a TV show, right? Which, I'm all power to them. I hope Suspu's pretty happy with their thing. I love shoot around. It's a great webtoon. I'm just bringing that up, right? Understand that like that's the new direction. And isn't this what I was talking about? Guys, this is what I was talking about last year. I was like, the future of the content is IP development, and we haven't done enough of it, right? I was explaining that to you. Whether or not we like it, that is the future of the space because functionally, again, webtoons, if we go back to the graph, this one, whether you agree with me or not, the reality of the matter is, on this level up here, I'm going to switch colors. I'm drawing in red on red. I'm going to switch colors. What's a good color, guys? Green? Yeah. Green. Let's make it green. Use a thick pen. On this level here, you make if it's going well, not amazingly, but this is if it's going well, not like going astronomically well. You make like 200K for, let's give it like a good number. You make like 200K profit. That's a good number. You do that a couple dozen times. You do that 1,000 times. That's like 20 million. You do that like 100,000 times. That's millions, billions. On this level right here, right? Because of the effect of this piece here, anime, and sometimes game, mostly anime. On this level, you make like a million if it's going well. Like you make like easily 5 to 10x what you make up here. I'm just giving a number. These are just numbers I'm giving. I've seen some of these numbers in 1 or 2 places, but these are just numbers I'm giving. On average, if you make this much at this level, you will make like this much at this level, especially with the effect of the anime. And on this final level, when you start licensing out the rights and stuff, and you with enough time and with the right content, this is very much a difficult level to make money in with the game and stuff. But on this level, if you make 200 and you make 1 million and you do everything right for the third level, you can easily make another like 5M right there. Like just like 5x the whole way down. It's fucking nuts. It's actually fucking nuts. Yeah, it's just solo leveling. But like the thing is, you need to remember, and this is a good thing to bring up, Yaoi Army. This doesn't happen very often because they need to find the right IP to experiment with. They wouldn't experiment on it with like an IP that wouldn't do gangbusters. They have to get the gangbusters IP first, then go, okay, everyone else can go through now. You know what I mean? So the solo leveling got to do everything because solo leveling was doing gangbusters up here. Up here, instead of making 200K, solo leveling was making like 5 mil. They were like, God damn, if it's making 5 mil here, what's it gonna make when we start selling merch? I almost bought a Sung Jin Woo statue at Comic-Con because it was on sale for like $40 and I was gonna buy it. But if you're making 5 mil here, you're gonna 5x that shit. You make 25 mil here. God damn. Physical books, all the other merch, fuck, shit. You're done. I think Marry Me was already doing really well. Every time something gets developed, it's one of 2 reasons. It was doing really well or it had a really good concept. Like, done. Shoot Around, if you've never read Shoot Around on Webtoon, it has an extremely good concept. Like, Shoot Around on Webtoon has an extremely good concept. It's very, very smart. Very, very fun. Right? It's kind of thing, it's very Last of Us coded in a way, if we're trying to like pick IPs it's similar to. but in a more hopeful way, which is something that people are enjoying right now. If you look in the content space, Project Hail Mary and other hopeful content is very much speaking to people. I think Project Hail Mary is supposed to be hopeful. I don't remember. But hopeful content is speaking to people right now. That's the truth. That's a thing. And so, a kind of slightly more hopeful Last of Us, pretty good. People are going to love it. You know? That's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Thank you, class. Class, okay, pop quiz. Pop quiz for the entire class. Um, if somebody comes up to you and says, we want to make an anime, what do you say, class? What do we say? Someone tells you want to make an anime. What do we say, class? Answer the question. Nobody is allowed to not answer the question. I'm coming around to check books. Thank you, Requiem. As always, Requiem, you remain my very devoted student. How much? Good question. Yes, good question. Books aren't real. Basil, see me after class. Yes, question mark? Have more confidence in your answer, but the answer is still yes. How much is also a very good question to ask. I missed everything. Dan Ray, you have detention, 4 hours. Speak to my lawyer. Also a good question. Also a good answer. Also a good answer. You have a 4-hour detention, Dan Ray. I'll see you after school for the next 4 days. Goodbye. How can books be real if our eyes aren't real? Our eyes are real, Basil. Basil? Okay, you know what, Basil? I'm calling your mother. Anyway. I'm calling your mother. Okay? If you want to act like this in class, I'm calling your mother. 4 days, 4 hours each goes crazy. Yeah? What royalties do I get? These are good questions. Ephemeris. Thank you. Thank you. You know what, Ephemeris? Here's a little positive. Here's a little sticker for your book. That's a really good question, right there. I just got here, man. You know when you should have been done early to class? Why are you showing up 20 minutes late? It's a 1 hour period, man. You missed like a fifth of it. Jesus Christ. Okay, tell her I said I should be very confused. $5 billion. Good answer. I like that one. That's a good one. Very what's it called? Littlefinger code. Not Littlefinger. I'm thinking of Austin Powers coded. Fortunately, thanks to today's sponsor, the Patreon. Go to the Patreon Webcomics Hub and give me money. Give it to me, okay? Patreon gets new content because I'm no longer on hiatus. Okay, I'm putting new Patreon content up there today. Every week, kind of, maybe. It will be a live video where I talk about a book I like. I'm guaranteeing this content for the next 2 months. Once a week, I will talk about the book I like. I'm not even kidding. I'm actually going to do that. I've been really, really stressed, and the only joy I've had is making content. And it's been very sad to not make content for a month. It's actually been very, very stressful. And so I'm going back into it. I'm making a live one video a week. It's not going to be the most edited video, but I'm going to pick a book out of my library. I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm going to talk you through everything I like about the book. I'm going to talk you through everything that led me to the book. And also, you will see my face. For people who want to see my face, this is how you get to see my face, because I'm too lazy to do editing. Anyway, give him money so that I may thrive and eat. Yes. All my money goes to feeding Requiem. Not even kidding. If you're really listening to the book, I need to buy it, Basil. I own Basil's first and second book. I would love to re-release it. I did read them recently. Again, Venomous Tempest, #1, and then Death Defiant is #2. Very good books. You should get them on Amazon. They're owned by a man named Sebastian von Dorn. I liked 2. I thought it was a little more. Do you know what it is? 1 was very novel. The first book was very novel, and the second book just didn't hit me the same way. I think it was novel because of when I read it. I read it way, way earlier. But I need to do. I need to sit down and actually write all my thoughts on your book down somewhere at some point. Okay, class, turn your textbooks to page 45. We're going to. we're going to continue this conversation on IP development. Um, this IP development thing is extended. This IP development thing is extended as well to Manta. Everyone's doing it, but Manta is doing it in their own new way. You don't have the textbook, Ika, Kylie. Can you share your textbook with Ika, please? Anyway, so if we look, if we turn our textbook to page 45, we'll see that also Manta's doing stuff. Manta's doing stuff. This is actually tied into the IP development conversation. I just didn't know how to bring it up together, but I think I have an idea. Basically, Manta has added manga, right? Doesn't mean much really in the grand scheme of things. Webtoon has manga on it. A lot of manga is actually getting turned into vertical scroll webtoons now and going on to the Webtoon platform, coming to the English market as well. But Manta's also getting into the manga space and having a manga section, and having manga on their content on their platform, and that matters. That matters because Manta is the only one making money right now, like really raking it in because they're a paid platform to read, more or less, right? And they're very successful doing it. They even got Windbreaker. Like this is not the Webtoon bicycle Windbreaker. This is the other Windbreaker. Manta's big standout is what's that? Villains Are Destined to Die. That's their big standout. They got that from Korea and they translated it. But like the other thing about Manta is they just have a lot of isekai romance, and the people who love that content love it and they pay for it, and it's a consistent source of revenue for them. That's just it. They have like their own weird currency system, but you just pay for content on there. And so now they've got the manga coming in to get the manga readers to start paying them coins. And the thing is, they're getting manga, and this is this is the reason why. If we just, I'm going to tie this back to the conversation about GlobalComix I had earlier. I was talking earlier about loyalty, and I think it's important to really establish what I mean by loyalty and why I think it matters. Right? When you're a platform, let's say you're GlobalComix, right? You're loyal, like your creators that are under you, your creators, whether they're publishers or whatever. 1, 2, 3 need to be loyal to you because they're the way you make revenue. They're your primary source of revenue, right? And this is just Webtoon here, if this creator one starts fraternizing with Webtoon in any way, it actually harms your revenue. So you have to set every incentive to make these people want to stay and to work with you on a deeper level, right? And money's pretty much the main way you're going to do that. And it matters in this conversation that we're having now because Manta's been really good about one thing: guaranteeing money. Like, I don't think I've heard anyone who's worked with Manta who said anything bad about not getting their money, not getting their bag. Whether you think it's good the way they do things or not, whether you think the content they have on there is good or not is irrelevant, right? People get their bag on there, so they stay loyal to Manta, even if they don't really have to, right? How much in the bag? No fucking clue. If I couldn't get a contract to read, I've tried. I should probably put more work into it, but I've just been so busy. But my point is, it's a lot. It's enough to make the decision to stick with them. Is what people are saying. The one or two people who have worked with them or who have worked tangentially with them that I managed to speak to. So clearly, this shit is making money for them. They do it and the way Manta makes their money is that they know that loyalty is difficult to buy. So they not only do they make their money by offering a better environment or a really good environment, right? Not only does Manta make their money by being like, look, we're Manta. We have a really good environment for your content. Manta also does it by making you understand that, like, hey, we're not even gonna overlap with you, right? In terms of content type, we have a content strategy. We know the kind of content people want to binge read. 4, 5, and 6 is what people are binge reading right now. People love 4 to 6. It's the new hot numbers, the new it girl numbers. We only publish 4 to 6. You can publish 1 to 3 and 10 to 12. We don't give a shit. We only publish 4 to 6, and we know people come here for 4 to 6. Right? Sometimes maybe we're gonna add 7, 6, 7. Maybe we're gonna add shit. Some kid in the train today was just saying 6, 7 on repeat. It's stuck in my head. Maybe we're gonna add 7. Maybe we're gonna add 8. Right? But we're gonna stick to only making more of those. We're gonna have as many 4, 5, 6, 7, 8s as we can. Right? And we're gonna keep pumping out that content, even if it's low quality, because we know our readers are obsessed with that and they're going to keep paying to read 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you know what I mean? Am I making sense? And like that's Manta's strategy. So this manga move is great because it's a manga move that they're making to get more manga that people are obsessed with. They're gonna then find like a niche group of readers in that group that like is consistently paying, and they're gonna just keep getting them more and more and more of that manga. Manta's really good at this. It's very good at like harnessing a niche of content and like really focusing in on it. It's one of the reasons why they make the most money because they not the most but they make decent money. It's because they don't overspend. It seems from everyone I've been speaking to, and they kind of are pretty good at maintaining like a good relationship with their creators where they're like, hey, look, you're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid. We guarantee you're gonna get paid. Maybe not a lot, but you're gonna get paid. So either they're buying the content outright or they're paying them with the coins. Doesn't matter. They're helping almost guarantee payment, and that leads to loyalty. And so that's why you don't really hear about Villains of Destined to Die going all the way to Webtoon, as an example. You know, and I think that's important to this in an important discussion in this matter. Anyway, that's that one. I wanted to get to piracy. Okay, I'll do a small story and I'll get to piracy. This happened. There's an Indian series that is currently based on a Korean webtoon that's going to come out this year. That's it. That's the whole thing. The series is called what? Here We Go Again. I think it's an Indian series, and it's based on a webtoon from 2015 about an elderly married couple going back to being 17. It's coming out in India, and that's the big thing. It's a big thing, but it's not a thing where there's much to talk about, right? The company also did the animation for Cheese in the Trap, which is an actual webtoon I've read at some point. So you know, oh, and they also did the one for Oh no, I'm thinking of Oh Holy. They did one. Oh Baby is not Oh Holy. Um, Oh Holy is a different one. My point I'm getting at is that this is getting adapted in a different country, right? This is again a big Korea W, Korea number one. You know, one of the only one that remembers Oh Holy, and the fact that at one point it was called hashtag blessed. No. This is a different comic. It was called blessed something in the like illegal translations for a while. That was an interesting time. Anyway, cool. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. We're here. We're at the halfway point. Any questions? Come on, chat. Get that water in. Get that water in. Any questions? Chat? Anything wrong? I want to hear what you have to say. I want you to tell me how you're feeling. Am I hydrated? Are you vaccinated? Yes, sir. No, I'm not. I'm not hydrated. I'm actually quite thirsty. I'm going to drink water after this. I bought a meal at Burger King. Whether you like it or not, it's your business. But they gave me a Mandalorian and Grogu cup from, I'm assuming, the Mandalorian. So I'm going to use that to drink some water later. What is webcomic? Webcomic is when money meet fan. Paper money meet fan. Fan rip money up. That's comic. Yeah, I wanted to get to the goddamn. I can't wait to get to the dashboard UI, man. I'm not particularly happy with that. Oh my god, stop threatening baby Yoda. Just leave Grogu alone. Leave the child alone. I like Grogu, okay? I like Grogu. I like that he's cute. I don't even know what's happening in the series. I'm not watching it, but I like the little cute green alien. Why can't people just have a little cute green alien? Get over yourself. Let people have a little cute green alien, okay? It's a free country. That's why they call it the US of A, because you can suck anything. Yeah, and he's been cute for 2 more seasons. Get over yourself. What's that? What's that fucking what's that quote from Boondocks again in the episode where Riley's selling chocolate? What's it again? Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president's black and my Lambo's blue. Get the fuck up out of my neighborhood. God, that show is so good, man. Webtoon app is currently putting the scroll for comics I read on the top again. No. It's great. Like, Look, the webtoon has made significant shifts to go basically back to the way it was. Oh my God, Misty Nix is back! My Patreon! I just saw the alert from Misty that you subscribed to the Patreon, which I'm assuming you're in chat if you did that. So thank you. Thank you, Misty, for coming back to us. If you too subscribe to my Patreon, I will scream your name in the audio. Misty, you're like my most dedicated soldier. I want you to know that I appreciate you. You know, like Shaw. One day I'm gonna have a normal stream where I talk really normal, like, and I don't make any dated references and jokes. My students don't understand how old I am. Like I keep making stupid references and jokes at work, and they don't get them because they're so old. God bless you and God bless America. Okay? Thank you, everybody. You know, I want you to know that in the current day, there are known knowns and there are known unknowns. But there are also unknown unknowns and things that you don't know that you don't know. But what I do know that I do know is that Misty Nix is back. And that's important. And I'm an unk, apparently. Oh, by the way, since we're in the break, I want you guys to know that I've been reading an article about this scam that's happening in China called Old Man Collapse. It's called Old Man Collapsing. And the idea, Jesus Christ. Basically, the idea is this. There are rural e-girls. So e-girl, like if you're American, I want you to imagine e-girls from Alabama. All right. E-girls from like that one island off of Florida where they don't speak English right. You know what I'm talking about? From the Florida Keys, even. Right? There are e-girls, rural e-girls in China. And what they do to collapse an old man is basically if you put on the rural e-girl aesthetic makeup and then you go on social media, you will find old men who want to talk to you, right? And who will send you money. And basically, by the way, it doesn't have to be an old man. They actually have like different names. So if you're like a regular a regular guy, like a 20-something year old, they call you like a young unk. If you're if you were like a 60 or 70 year old, they call you like a supreme elder unk. Okay, like this shit. This name is crazy. And what they do is they just text you and ask you for money, and they say things like, "Oh, why are you so nice to me?" And as you send them money, and basically, eventually, once they're done extracting money from you, you are now sufficiently considered collapsed, and they will move on. And that is old man collapsing in a nutshell. Thank you for coming to my presentation. Any questions, chat? AI took that job. Men with AI specifically took that job. That's true, Dan Ray. You know what, Dan Ray? Gold star on your book. Bring your book over here. You've earned a gold star sticker. You've earned a gold star sticker, and I'm going to give you one of those. I feel like people come on here and they're like, oh, Nen's got insight. He things to tell us. I would love to learn. And then, like, halfway through the show, I just go, so do you want to learn about how to collapse old men? And you know what? I'm a serious guy. I'm a very serious person. And I don't like I don't like the insinuation that I'm not. Oh, because it just happens to be rural e-girls in China. I have no idea why. It just happens to be that they're always rural e-girls in China. They're called spirited sisters. Um, God, I forgot how you say it. They're called spirited sisters when the translation does it. I forgot how you say the Chinese phrase. Um, 我很 be humble. Okay, I need to like stop doing this. I need to stop doing this. I can't like, you know what? Okay, I want you to understand what just happened. I stopped paying attention for like a moment. Like I'm not kidding. I just stopped paying attention, and the first thing my unconscious body did was say the stupid hamburger thing, and it immediately woke me up. And I don't know how to deal with this. Are my vocal tics like just permanent? Are they like a thing do I do them that often? Like I know it's a joke, but do I actually do them that often? What was the last one I had? I don't want to know actually. I feel like if I know I'll start doing it. But do I do them that often? Like, be honest with me, chat. Do I have that many vocal ticks? I must have. Because someone mentioned it earlier. Squirrel. And yo, wasn't the last one? Oh God, don't remind me. Anyway, what do you mean anyway? Shit, I'm fucked. Oh, it's back. It's back. My Resident Evil. No. My Silent Hill 2 vocal tick. I'm screwed. It's over for me, gamers. I actually can't believe it. This is where I am in life now. My Silent Hill vocal tick is back. You know you brought that back, right? You just had to not tell me so that I wouldn't do it. And then you guys told me anyway, so now it's back. It's over for me. Anyway, break's over, chat. Everybody, open your books, your textbooks to page 48. More ticks than an outside dog. Shut the fuck up. How could you? How could you? Anyway, I'm over it. Guys, it's over for us. I want you to know that. We're on page 47 now. Open your books to page 47, chapter Piracy. Right? I'm going to hit you with some truth. First they came for manga decks, and I did not care, for I was not an uploader in manga decks. That's a lie, I was. Then they came for the Korean illegal pirating websites that held textbooks, but I did not care, for I did not own Korean textbooks. But today they've come for one of us. It's over. It's over. Get angry. What the fuck? Okay, look, there was no one to speak for me. Indeed, one of the largest Spanish-speaking Webtoon pirating sites has been shut down. This happened in court. Now see you in court. Kiki, drop a little "Donde está la biblioteca" in the chat for one of y'all. A Spanish court in Spain, of all places, has shut down one of the largest illegal Webtoon sites in the Spanish-speaking world. That's done, right? They had 86 million visits a month. They keep saying that it call estimated losses, but I don't believe that. There's a lot to break up there. She donde on my esta la biblioteca. Thank you. Anyway, what matters is this was the combination of Webtoon, the COA, the Copyright Overseas Promotion Association, and a bunch of other Webtoon platforms like Kakao Entertainment, Legend. This is part of their COA group, which is Webtoon and a bunch of other comics, and the Spanish government. Webtoon and a bunch of other Webtoon companies and the Spanish government, basically investigating, discovering, and shutting down a Webtoon piracy. But the thing is, this didn't just happen once in this week. It happened twice. The authorities in Korea arrested an individual accused of operating a book pirating service. Guys, they're coming for us. Apparently, the guy cost them $200,000 in damages. Be for fucking real. By the way, do you know how much money they're estimating that these guys cost them? They're estimating millions. It didn't cost them anything close to that. Look, this is the conversation we're going to get to. I'm going to talk about these two piracy things. So important to the conversation we're going to talk about. Piracy? I'm back to the whiteboard. Piracy. Pirates. Sailing the high seas. Arr! And all that. Piracy doesn't really steal money. I have hiccups now? Fuck. Piracy doesn't steal money. And I don't know how to say this to people because I think there's a significant amount of the population that just disagrees with me, especially if they're Nintendo fans, which is like its own problem, I guess. But right now, I want you guys to give me a benefit of the doubt for a second. Look, let's say you're selling comic A. This is your comic. It's on Webtoon. You make money when people watch the ads. Every web chapter is an ad chapter, right? And readers are reading it. You get 10,000 readers. And then you go to a piracy site. Doesn't matter what piracy site, right? We'll call it Pirate A, Pirate B, right? And Pirate B, you see that they also have 10,000 readers on the pirated version of your comic. Two things. What did Dead Duck say? Did I miss it? Is that just making fun of me because there's more ticks than an outside dog? Okay, cool. You guys are just mean. Okay, whatever. Anyway, two things. One, this readership number is not 10,000 people who would have paid for your comic. Even if the pirate edition didn't exist, you would at most, have moved from 10,000 to maybe not even 11,000. You'd probably move from 10,000. Oh, it must have been caught by some filter. Someone might have to allow it on thingy. 10,500. Like that's the best I wrote 100,000. I'm stupid. Anyway, um, you would have gone from 10,000 to 10,500. That's just the truth. That's the truth, right? You wouldn't have moved up by much, any significant amount. That's why even in the estimates of the cost that this book, this pirate book guy cost them, it amounts to $200,000 in damages. That's it. They managed to they arrested the guy. They took him to jail. The man is in prison, and he ran a pirate service for 5 full years. And in all 5 of those years, the most money he was able to extract from them, according to them, by the way, according to them, was $202,000. That is 40 grand a month. That is just over minimum wage. That is how much they're saying he's cost them. They've arrested this man and put him in prison for costing them just over minimum wage of one employee for 5 years. Be for fucking real. Be for fucking real. Piracy doesn't cost you much money because pirates were never going to pay. Even if the pirated version didn't exist, you'd at most have gone to 10,500 readers, right? This is me trying to use it to elaborate a point. The point is, people are pirating because they can't afford your shit. And they can't afford to watch your ads either. Either they don't have a device that can play your ads, or quite literally, they can't keep up with your content to watch your ads to read it, or they don't like your content because it's ass, which means they were never going to pay for it. Yeah, they would have been a reader, but they wouldn't have been a long-time reader. They would have been a 1 chapter to maybe 10 chapter reader. This is not the fight to have. Piracy is not the fight to have. I'm just realizing that the numbers are blocked out on the thingy. Piracy is not the fight to have, and I don't know why webcomics is so obsessed with piracy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you want to solve your problems, webcomic companies, your problems are not piracy. Your problem is that your apps and your services are dog shit. You do not offer the flexibility and the solution and the content variety that people want to actually spend money on in the same way. And you're not centralizing for a lot of good reasons, but it means that people are going to decide that they don't want to spend time and money to access certain content. One of the best things Webtoon ever did was offer previews. In fact, that's one of Webtoon's biggest and most brilliant ideas that they ever made. The idea that you could preview a comic in advance. Like you could just read a comic without having to click on anything or check any chapters. Just read a previewed version was big. If they start doing video previews, it might be even bigger. People don't like comments. People don't like social engagement systems. Giving people the access to be able to basically opt out of the social engagement is also something you could have done to update your thing. Right? And you can say that the more updates is stupid, but if you're going to ask you to like, and then that's like one version. But also, if people love the social the social experience of a content space, and they're saying to you that they want more updates, they want more comment updates, yeah, man, give it to them. If people are saying they were more likely to not pirate your shit if you just let them get more updates, then give them more updates. That's called social engagement system. That's called encouraging a social engagement. You made a social engagement system. Encourage it. Promote it. Grow it. Make people feel included in the community. Do that. Why is that so weird? Why is that a weird thing to do? Either way, piracy is not your issue. Your issue is services. Your service is still bad. Your service is not meeting the needs of all of your users. So they're going to alternative locations to meet those needs. You are not engaged, and I think this is why Webtoon is focusing very deeply on the AI translation thing, right? On the AI translation thing, because their hope is to basically defeat this by AI translating all the content, so there's no need to go to a scan later. Everything just is instantly translated. But the reality of the matter is, like, as much as that's valuable, why have they not gone to the pirated translators and taken the content and been like, hey, look, guys, you did a great job. We really love what you've done. We'll pay you $1,000 and we'll give you like $250. Not even 250, like $150 per chapter you translate and up and give us. And then we won't even talk about the legal issue of what you're doing. We'll just move on. Like Chinese platform Billy did that when it came over. It actually went to scammers and was like, "Hey, look, you did a great job translating our content. Can we pay you a little fee?" And they paid like $1,000 for like thousands of chapters of their content translated. Thousands, because the work was already done. The scammers weren't going to take it down, and giving them money made them feel better. Like I don't know. Like this is a problem that you can fill and solve. You don't want to, and I don't know why. And if the issue you're saying to me is like, you know, it hurts when readers who go to our booth at con say they read off of pirate sites. I completely understand that. It hurts. It's a hurt. It hurts because you're like, why didn't you just pay me? If I'm so good, if you love my content so much, why didn't you pay me? Right? But if that's the issue, maybe you need to find an alternative way for people to pay you that works for them. Like genuinely, I think that's another solution. And they're at the con ready to give you money, ready to pay for the content. So clearly they've thought about it. And there's like if you made a pirates version of the content and you were like, hey, look, guys, we get you're gonna read the pirated version. So we're just gonna upload it. This is the thing you could do, by the way. I don't know why creators don't do this. I guess it's because of the work, really, if I'm being honest. Um, but if you wanted to stop the pirates, and this is a genuine way to stop pirates, just upload the goddamn pirated content yourself. Just put something in it that makes it not as good. Like imagine you're uploading your yaoi comic where they kiss, smooch, right? This is your yaoi comic where the two main leads are kissing, right? They're kissing right now, smooch, smooch, smooch. This is the original version. This is the original, okay? Original. If you take this original version and then you put in and you upload it onto the upload it not in the crusty quality, you can actually upload it on high quality. Upload it onto the piracy sites, but then on everybody you draw a little pirate hat. On all the characters, you give them pirate hats, eye patches, and like missing teeth. They would kind of find it funny. They would still read it, and you still control the readers. And because you uploading your own, I know it looks like they're spitting at each other, but because you're uploading your own pirated version of the content, you can also control what goes on the pirated version, which means you can also use it for ads to mobilize the community on that you may acquire. I'm just saying, like, there are solutions to this that nobody's exploring because maybe it's the work, but you're already uploading the content so why on multiple platforms. Why not just upload on the piracy site yourself? Why not control, apes together strong? You should own the float. I'm saying things that are from that are like business terms from fucking Wall Street bets. My point I'm getting at is like that was Captain Crunch. Thank you. What I'm getting at is like if people are stealing your stuff and putting it somewhere else, right? Why are you letting people do that? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that yourself? Own and control that. Yeah. So then don't let them do that. Are you getting what I'm saying? You do that. You upload the pirated version. You control the pirated version flow. As long as it's coming out weekly, no, the readers don't give a shit. And again, because you control it, after every chapter, you can always end a chapter with an ad to go read the original version or to go buy the merch or whatever. Just put it in there. What are they gonna say? They'll never know. If they ever know, they'll be like, it's a real cool thing you're doing and you're making this available on a site where I already use. I'm gonna go read it on Boys Love because I really love what you've done. And if you think I'm making that up, I'm not saying it's a one size fits all solution, but it works for games. It works for movies sometimes, and it works for books sometimes. Why wouldn't it work for us? The individuals and suing the platform is no. I'm bringing this up about the individual because the main this is to address the issue of creators saying that they feel hurt. Creators bringing up that they feel hurt. Because a lot of creators actually do feel hurt when this happens. The piracy thing happens to you whether you're a platform or an individual. Doesn't matter, right? It happens to you all the same. I'm saying that you should own and control that place. As for the platform environment, the platform is suing because they just want to be they're just enforcing their copyright. It's a legal need that they have to sue you when they see you infringing on their copyright, whether they want to or not. Because if they don't sue you, they lose the right to protect their copyright, which is dumb as hell, but it is the law. So like that one is kind of on them. I was just talking about it more of the fact that they're not really fixing their problem, which is the truth. They're not fixing their problem. So no idea what their goals are really, because their goals are not going to be met by doing this. Both by arresting this guy and getting this guy arrested, and by taking down the Spanish scanlation site. It doesn't solve their problem because what it tells them is there's a bunch of Spanish content that they haven't content that Spanish people are reading that they haven't done the work of translating, and they should probably put time into that. They should, you know, it might help them a lot. I know I saw it in Korea, but Japanese creators are also like that. All of them are scorched earth about piracy, man. It's a stupid mentality. It's a mentality born of a failed understanding of readers. Readers don't owe you shit. Like I'm not even gonna be a fucking prick. I'm gonna be a fucking prick about it, actually. Fuck this. Look, you make the content, and this is I know what I'm about to say isn't great, but I'm just gonna say it because it's important for you to understand how the market that we live in currently works. Look, I believe in economics where what you make you get set the price of. That's my personal belief. But we don't live in my personal belief. We live in capitalism. And in this market driven economy, you are not owed shit by the readers. The readers determine the value of your content. They determine how much you can get for it. And you need to find ways to make them manipulate them into giving you money. And look, I understand that it doesn't feel good, but it's deeply entitled to assume that a reader should give you money just because you made something. Because if they like it enough to read it, they may not like it enough to pay for it. There's a lot of sandwiches I would eat if they were free that I would never pay for. And so your job is to get me and use the fact that I'm eating it because it's free to pay for something. And this is a serious thing I'm going to tell you a story about. I once got given food at a restaurant that I didn't like. I just didn't like it. They swapped out my food for me later. But when they gave me the meal and they swapped it out and they knew I didn't like it because I paid for it, what they did was they were like, hey, look, maybe you're going to like it later. We know people love this meal cold a lot or like reheated. So we're going to pack it up for you anyway. I'm going to give it to you. Free food. I just got free food, right? I got my main meal, by the way, in the end, but I got free food. Immediately changed my perspective on the food. I was already like, okay, you know what? I'm going to fucking try. I'm going to reheat this shit. Reheated ate it. It probably wasn't even much better, but I loved eating it reheated. And you know what I went and did the week after? I bought the food again. I actually paid money for it the week after and then reheated it again. I just said, oh, that reheating thing was a great idea, and I did that. I'm just saying, like, when you give people shit for free and you give it to them kindly, like with the fact that you think that they should experience this, right? Because they may not think your content is worth paying for, but they may think it's worth reading as of right now. Or they may not be able to afford it, but it's worth reading as of right now. If you try to work with them, they will try to work with you. Like, if you fundamentally want to do this whole, like, you are expected, you should get money for what you make thing, you're being very one sided in a transaction that is supposed to be two sided. And if you want to play that kind of capitalism, they get to play that kind of fucking capitalism. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. If you want to play the kind of capitalism where you're saying to me, because you're a fucking Nintendo fan, that I need to pay for every game that is made because the game was made, right? Then I got to play my version of capitalism when I say, well, I get to determine the value of your content. I determine the value to be zero, so I'm going to steal it. Like, it's what it is. Also, it's not at odds. I know why you're saying that, Dead Duck, but it's not that. It's not at odds. Um, like platforms need to want your creations to turn it into stuff. I'm not saying they have to. By the way, I always say that it's important, but I'm not saying they have to. Um, oh yeah, God, dude, Twitter's auto translation has been interesting. Like that's been an interesting experience. Anyway, I'm not saying that they have to have your content on the platform to. I'm not saying that. Sorry, I'm not saying that. No, I need to reword what I'm fucking saying. Let me restart. Platforms. I'm not saying you have to sell your content to platforms, but if your goal is to make money right now, it seems to be the more surefire way. And platforms need to want your content, but the only way platforms can want your content is if the fickle readers who set the value think you're of the value the platform thinks that you are. They need to meet. It's a graph, right? It's a basic graph. You know, you've got. I just keep giving you guys math lessons. I almost feel bad, and I remember who I am. But anyway, you've got reader. You've got like demand. Sorry, opinion of value, right? You've got opinion of value, and that's your y-axis, and you've got what do you call it? Willingness to pay. That's your x-axis. Your x-axis is willing to pay, right? Willing to pay, and you've got one graph which is going to be your platform, right? And your platform's going like this. The more the platform thinks it's valuable, the more like they're willing to pay, right? And that's like a platform's typical view. It's very very like almost linear in a way. Actually, no. So the platform's opinion is almost linear in a way. It's like literally like a straight line. Like the platforms is like this. The higher their opinion of your value, the more they're willing to pay. That's it. The reader's opinion is more like this. It's more like that. And right here, that's everything that's originals. This is originals. Like right there, right? Um, like right here in this point in the graph, I keep giving you guys math homework, and I almost feel bad. This is originals. Whether we think it's true or not, this is original. Whether we think they're valuable or not, it's irrelevant. This is where the platform's opinion of value and the creator's opinion, the reader's opinion of value meet. Actually, they meet a few times across the way. So the reader's opinion is more like a wave kind of thing, but you get the main point. Wherever they meet, they'll pay you for your content because they agree on they and the readers agree on the value, right? And then they and the readers agree on the price to pay. That's it. I hope this graph makes sense. I feel like I pulled this out of my ass, but I feel like it makes complete sense as to how this content works. This is how it seems to work, and I'm modeling a thing I've experienced, but I'm not sure if this is perfect. So I'm really worried about not making sense today. I don't know why. I think I'm just feeling very rusty in the streaming game. But like, I don't think these things are at odds with each other. They just need to meet at the right point, and then everything connects together. And what's the point if a comic is already free? Often it's just because you're not in the place where they regularly use. At the end of the day, like the average pirate reader is a person with a platform. They have a home. I remember we talked about this when we talked about platforms. Every reader has a home platform, right? They have a home platform. And like as long as the home platform exists, they won't go anywhere else. And I don't blame them. Why would you? And so you're just not on their home platform. And so if you're not there where they're reading, they'll pirate it. But you could just again control that flow, and you could just be the one uploading there, and you could be on their home platform, and that's where they'll pirate your content. Like that's it. Like at every point, it makes sense to join the piracy platform. Always, there's almost no reason to not join the piracy platform or to not work with the pirates. Eh, the platform's opinion of value is tied to many things, so I wouldn't say it's specifically just about how it turns to other formats. The platform's opinion of value will be tied to one, how much money it makes on the formats. Two, how easy it is to monetize as well. Like think of it, right? Like Dune is very hard to monetize. Dune, very hard, right? It took fucking 20 years. 20 like, no, it took more than that. Like it took almost like 60 years or whatever before we could get a good goddamn movie that people would watch of Dune. Most people haven't even read the book, right? Spider-Man, medium difficulty. Spider-Man is kind of difficult because you need special effects, right? But if you think of something like a little easier, like Columbo, which could have easily been a book, right? I think it might have been a book actually, right? Or MacGyver or something. Only of those kinds of cheap action or detective novels, right? Very easy to adapt. Very easy to adapt. And so you're as a platform, you're going. The Columbo isn't going to make as much money as Dune. It just probably won't in the long term. Dune will make more money because it's just got a more dedicated fan base. But Columbo is going to cost me $5, and the Dune movie will cost me $1 billion. I'm not making the Dune movie. And that's the way they'll think about it as well. That's part of the thought process. There's a lot that goes into the platform's perception of value. When I talk about these things, sometimes I'm giving you a model to explain certain aspects of it. Your job is to put together the entire model in your head, which all of you can do because you're all very intelligent cookies, and I believe in you. And for everyone who's done the job of listening so far, you get a gold star. That's the wrong shape. I was gonna put a shape. It did not give me a star. Shit. I thought it would. Is there a shape tool? Shapes and lines. More shapes. Okay, everyone who paid attention, good work. You get a gold star. This is for all of you, for all your hard work today, paying attention. Good work, everybody. You're so smart. And just know that I believe in you, even if no one else does. Okay? I believe in you, and I love you. Anyway, oh, I almost did it. Oh, I stopped myself from doing the vocal stem. Let's go. Wohanshu. Be hum. Okay. You know what? I stopped myself once, but not twice. Weakness is man's forever struggle. Weakness of will is man's struggle forever. Anyway, this is a conversation about the Gen Z in Korea. This actually was my final story. I think this is everything. Oh no, I've got to show you a new comic platform. I got to show you a new comic platform, and I got to show you an AI thing. Actually, before I show you this, I'm going to show you an AI thing. Webtoon. This is from Comic Speed, by the way. This is written by Ollie Kaplan at the Beat. Thank you, Ollie. Um, Webtoon is working. This is part of their AI, one of their AI things. Working something called fandom technology. They're using AI to generate profile pictures. That's it. That's the story. Oh my God, Comics Week, can you please not make your? Could you make your ads any more intrusive? Oh God, I hate them so much. I hate the ads on this website. Look, Ollie's the goat, but the ads on this website are going to kill me. Like legitimately, I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm really trying to be polite about it, but like, we can't keep doing these ads. Like, it's blocking me from using the website, and it won't let me scroll, and I don't know what to do about it. Anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna waste my time on this. What I'm just trying to get at is they have like a whole AI avatar system for using a platform called Genies, where they feed some of the art into it to make AI avatars. You obviously get to talk to them. This is character AI pretty much. This is character AI. You get to talk to character AI. That's it. You can talk to the greatest state developer, the night only lives today. My in-laws are obsessed with me, and what do you call it? And some other things. And that's it. That's the element they're bringing out. Well, the thing is, if we look at VoiceMe, they also did the same thing. I remember VoiceMe's also started doing that too. I feel like, what's the point of character AI? Remember what I just said earlier about owning the float, about literally about how like piracy's main issue is that you don't own every aspect of the process. Well, they know that people are uploading their characters onto character AI. That's what they're doing, right? They're uploading their characters onto character AI, so they're like, "Fuck it, we ball. We're gonna make the money. We're gonna make the money, not character AI." That's it. That's all they're doing. You can call it ghoulish, which I don't think you're wrong, but it is what they're doing. Their goal is to basically not let someone else make the money that they were going to make. That's it. Somehow they're being a lot less shitty with AI than they are being with piracy. I don't want to unpack that because the AI is also stealing from them. The more AI news, actually, another one from K Comics Beat from Kalai Chick. Um, Picoma. has upset the manga authors. If you don't know what Picoma is a webtoon app in Japan. Um, and they put in a whole new anime category on the platform, which the whole deal is like they used AI to turn um, manga into short form anime. Piss people off. That's it. It just pissed people off. I wish I could see it. Oh, this is a version of it. Let's watch it. Let's watch it, chat. This is the AI. This is the AI anime.
俺が化け物だって恥ずかしめられて死んだひょっとって帝国を道連れにするだけのために
This looks like shit. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to be rude. Like, it doesn't. This looks like shit. Anyway, whatever. That's a piece of shit anime. It looks like garbage. Doesn't. It just doesn't fucking look good. It just doesn't fucking look good. And there's no way in hell this is gonna work out for them. You know. Also, a lot of webtoon creators. This is actually a really good point. One of the creators who makes a comic called Maria Hollick is right here. This is the quote I'm reading off the thing. They made a point of how a lot of creators use 3D assets, and some of the assets actually have licenses to not redistribute. And like some creators are illegally using those assets, which is one thing. But like now the AI is training itself on that, which is another thing. So the AI is stealing non-redistributable content. This shit is going to blow itself up. It's dumb as shit. Um, and like the thing is, Picoma, you actually reminded me, because Picoma is owned by Kakao. Picoma shut down all operations in Europe like 3 years ago. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. Um, so like it's just I think these are the die these are the this is the twitch when you know when the body twitches after you die. That's what this is. That's what this is. These are the death throes of a company that shot itself in the head, and it's all that's happening. Um, I want to talk about this, but there's not much. I already talked about it. Oh my god, is that Adoraburb, the writer of this article? Anyway, I already talked to somebody about the Webtoon residency program a while ago. They seem to have had a blast. It seemed like a very fun time. I don't really want to go through this entire thing, but it seemed like everyone had a good time there, and that they learned a lot, and it was very good working with Webtoon and really growing themselves as a creator. It's really cool that you got pictures from Kalai got pictures, and you got to actually like write this article. It's really cool. I wanted to talk about it because Adora wrote it, and you know we always stand up for Justin Guerrero. Let's go. Okay, Basil, stay. I'm on the last article. That's a lie. That's just a lie. So much to talk about, but it's fine. I'm gonna make this the last two articles. Okay, last two articles. Shush, Basil. Two articles and you're free. I want to talk about the Webtoon dashboard. I don't know why you think it's good, Adora. I think it looks like shit, and I think it looks like shit in the ways that annoy me, which is like, um, the new UI is very confusing in the way it's organized, and so I want to let me open something. I want to no compared to how it's before, but this is what I'm saying. This is somebody like this is like when a poor person gets like food for the first time type shit. This is like a person who doesn't have much getting something. The things they change. Also, the comment section just is comment wizard. The comment section is comment wizard. I'll show you the new platform in a second. It's the last thing I'm gonna do. But the comment section is just comment wizard, which was not a good move. You can't drag and drop thumbnails anymore. The way the data is organized is incredibly confusing. Um, and no, and the thing is, it does matter how it looks, though. You do care how it looks. Everyone cares how it looks. If they didn't, they wouldn't fucking they wouldn't fucking complain about it in the first place. So this is a test comic. I'm just gonna show you something. This is a test comic that we use when we were working on our dashboard stuff. Right, and I'm bringing it up just so I can show you something. Um, this is the analytics. I'm not even going to get into the translation stuff right now, the AI translation stuff. We our analytics are gone. Or am I logged into the wrong account? No, I'm logged into the wrong account. God, I'm logged into the wrong account. Oh, it fucked me over. I thought I was logged into the right account. Okay, whatever. I can't show it. I'm gonna just go to Adora Burb's article. So this section where it says series analytics and it gives you like episodes, page views, subscribers, all that stuff, right? This page view number and the main page view number do not match. The page view, the total views number that they have in the big graph that they have at the top. I don't know if you've got a screenshot of that, Burb. It's not on here. It's not here. It's not here. Okay. But the main graph that they use to show the data is like completely wrong. Like so many data points are just incorrect, and still it needs to update every day at 9. So it's still using, from what I can understand, a manual, not a manually run, but an automated, but more or less manual run of a SQL query done once a day to be able to give you data. You can't get data in time. You can't get data over time. You can't get readership at a given moment in time. You have no granular data. You have no granular data. Like, some things are nice, but the actual graph that's supposed to help you make decisions as a creator is still as useless as it was before. Like, we literally started working on it, like, from on our side with our Webtoon a plugin. We literally started working on it again because we're like, this is bad. Like, we thought it was okay for a second, and we realized very quickly, this is bad. So we're redoing a bunch of stuff, and we're trying to figure out how they even get the data that they're showing so that we can maybe show it more accurately, because so many things are more inaccurate than they ever were before. I don't know how they've managed to do that. It's off. It's super off. I don't like this new creator dashboard. I think it's not a step in the right direction. I think it's very weak, and I think copying comment wizard for your comment section instead of making something new and better is sad. Using analytics help boost on the ground creators that much. The times I use using Tapas numbers, I wasn't very useful. I'm normally just depressing. Okay, so back to the table thing, just for a second. The reason why you guys often find numbers depressing, if I'm being honest with you, isn't because anything's wrong with you or whatever. It's just because numbers are hard to make useful to your brain. Like, look, when you see a graph that's like views, I'm not using yellow, the single most unlike, like the least like color in the world. I'm using fucking yellow. When you see a graph and it's like views over time, right? What you're seeing there is data that it's hard to know what to do with, because you just see a view count, and you see a view count that goes like this, like this. You know, every hour it's telling you your view count and it drops all that stuff. But the thing is, your job is you're supposed to look at that and be like, okay, this is my peak, or this I don't have any peaks. Why don't I have any peaks? Right? A good analytics platform will also tell you how you compare to other people of a similar subscriber count. For example, subscribers, people with 1,000 subscribers had views like this, right? That's what this is supposed to do. The idea is you're supposed to be able to gauge and be like, okay, I'm matching people of my size, or I'm not matching people of my size. What's happening with my number? Why did I have this spike here? Why do people read this chapter? Why are there more comments here than there? Are people binge reading my content? That's what the data is supposed to show you. And if you have the right kind of analytical mind, it's very, very useful. And it does help boots on the ground creators. The thing is, one, all creators aren't very analytical. And two, there's a lot of platforms don't provide this data with the kind of granularity it needs to be useful in that way. I use YouTube analytics the way I'm just talking about right now. My analytics are not that great. I use YouTube analytics the same exact way. I read, I check, I know when you guys are watching. If you ever wondered why, if you watch my videos, if you look at any of my videos that I upload, I don't upload very often. When I do, I always upload on Thursday. No one's ever asked me why I always upload on Thursday. I always upload on Thursday because that's the number one data I'm told everyone's on YouTube. Every one of you is on YouTube. I'm very, very consistent about uploading on Thursday almost all the time. That's what granularity can do for you. And yeah, it's not going to make me happy, but it means I'm maximizing my chances of getting more views. I should at least be given the chance to not fail. That's what good data does. The problem is Webtoon's data has never done that. And now it's fancier, but doing it even less somehow. And that frustrates me personally. That's it. Cool. Last thing. I'm on the last thing now. We're going to look at the new comic platform, everybody. Ready? Guys, it's the Comcraft. I'm going to reload the page because, oh, great. Good. You guys can see what I'm seeing. You see that? This is the Comcraft. It's just a random person's comic I opened. There's a website called the Comcraft. This is a comic reading platform. If you're seeing the screen jitter, that's not you. That's not the stream. That's the website. The website is jittering. I have a lot of problems with this website, even though I think there's a lot of good things that they're trying to do for creators. So I'm going to try to hold off on that until I have a full list of things I'm going to say. But the main thing I'm going to say is very simple. This is a landing page. It should, no matter what browser I'm opening it on, no matter where I'm opening it, it should never lag. Ever. I don't know how you programmed it, but you need to fix that part. Please. I'm actually begging you. Anyway, Comcraft's main thing that they do that's very interesting is they have a marketplace where they're helping people actually sell merch, like helping people start stores and sell merch. The thing is, vibe coded websites run pretty well. So this is, I mean, is this what framework is this using? Is this Vue or is this what is it? So I'm trying to figure out what it's next. It's Next.js. It's Next.js. So like it shouldn't run like this. It should run way faster than this. Next.js is pretty fast. Lamau, have sex daily shirt. Anyway, so the benefit is you can sell books and stuff, and I think they have like a printing service where you can get a single printed version of copy of your book, and that's really nice. That's a really nice thing. There's more to talk about with them, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I just wanted to show you this place so you can go look at it. They're not like a scam. They're just very amateur, which is not a crime. They're trying to figure stuff out. I have good things and bad things I think about them. I'm going to spend time figuring out how to communicate that to them and to everyone here because there's always a lot to learn when you see people do something right and wrong. I just wanted to show you so you knew I had it. They need 10 stack virtualizers for speed, probably, because I don't know how they're probably keeping almost everything on the page at all times, it's lagging out the loading. I thought they were. I thought they for some reason I thought they were holding this in Vercel. So I was like, oh, then how the hell is like in time hydration? How is hydration, lagging your website this much? It shouldn't even touch your website. But no, that I don't think that's what they're doing. So that's fun. Probably this feature as well is not very good. Oh look, it's Joe. It's my boy Art of Joe. What is Joe selling? Yowie hands and my boy Art of Joe, one of my favorite artists. Anyway, um, there's more to explore though, and I'm also going to go and speak to them for next week. But yeah, that's all the news. Any questions, chat? The news is done. I have tons of bad experiences with random companies DMing me, man. I always have bad experiences with that. Also, Adoraburb, web, what's this in Webcomics? Adoraburb, Words and Pictures 26. Lock and load in that article for Words and Pictures 26, August. Lock and load it August 30th. Put it in the system. All right? I'm coming in August 30th. I'm not gonna DM you anything. I'm saying it right now. In the street. No, I'm gonna DM you, it's fine. All we DM about is your fucking Game Boy, by the way. So don't be like, you got my DMs. Yes, you can go to bed now, Basil. All we DM about is Game Boys. That's all Adorable does. DM me in the dead of night, 2 a.m. Hey, do you like my new Game Boy? I'm losing it. I swear to God, if you weren't Latino, it would be over. It's my crime in life that I love Latinas. That's why. We're going to have a golden era soon. Look, the economy is really rough, but I think it's going to ease up soonish. And by soonish, I mean like 5 years. I think once we get through this period of pain, we're going to have like a boom we've never seen before. And it's going to be very interesting. Positioning yourself early is going to be very key to making it through the next boom well. But who knows? Well, a lot of it is people who made. A lot of it is companies making really foolish COVID era decisions and then making us all pay for it. That's the truth. The overhiring during COVID, and things I said this on stream. I said this on stream during COVID. The overhiring during COVID was insane. Everyone's overhired. People are working for 5 companies at the same time. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, I forgot to email all the feedback things I wrote for the words and pictures. I should have done that. I got really lazy. I got really lazy and busy. I'll just send the email anyway. I don't know how I fucked that up. Sorry, my life just wasn't prepared for all the work that it entailed at the time, and I just let you down. I'm sorry. Webtoon used to give us 3 to 4K a month just for posting there. That's crazy. Oh, you were 2016, baby. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. You were living through the golden era. You were living through the loss, take a loss just cause era. You were living through the Tom Ackle paying too much money for mediocre American comics era. That was a cool era. I loved that era. One day we'll go back to that era. One day. One day I'll read Cooking Comically again for the 500th time. It was- COVID era was nuts. Pre-COVID era was even more nuts, man. Like you never when we're getting back there one day, just not for a while. 5 digits per month is not for a while. Not for a good long while. Not for a good long while. Anyway, uh that's it. That's everything. If everyone's done, I'm gonna go sleep. It's 2 a.m. Do we need another worldwide plague? We don't need another plague. I don't want to do plague 2. I can't do plague 2, please. Anyway, I'm going to bed. It's 2 a.m. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it and for staying. I really appreciate you guys for staying. This means a lot to me. Stream back on next week as usual, hopefully. And look out for if you're a Patreon subscriber, look out for the video. Look out for the video this week where I'm going to be reviewing a book. Okay? I'm going to be reviewing a book on video. It's going to be a bit of a ramble, but I hope you enjoy yourself. That's it. Goodbye. I didn't even go into the suicide forest today. They don't even know about that. I think I got to all the individual pieces of content. I went through a checklist. They don't even know that I have a suicide forest. What do you mean the what? You know about the suicide forest. This one. This one, man. This one. What do you mean which one? Although I'm still taking fan art of cows if you're willing to donate to the fund. That's all. Okay, good night, everyone. Goddamn.